Good morning. This is Gerald, Arlington, Texas. Week 5, as we read Making Peace with Psychology by Worthington. Now we're in chapter 11. Tremendous chapter that I was looking forward very much to, as he talks about physical science providing evidence to strengthen theological claims. I was especially interested in the theological claims and what they were going to strengthen. Of course, there are many things we could talk about in this chapter. I think he made many points. As I look at his footnotes, he's got lots of good research and quoted many other authors throughout this chapter who made us similar points or that fed into what his overall being was. But he started with the humans are made in God's image. Of course, we're fallen and sinful. However, God is relational, and humans also are meaning makers or have a great need for community and relationships, and want to find meaning in life. And also interesting, the humans need the holy. There's a thing that we make sacred in our lives, whether they're tied with the church or just tied with family or other things. We do have our sacred favorites. So he made numerous points that are too many to break down. I did like his comments too about the matters of sense of injustice. In my years of working with people, the most offended and most deeply hurt people were people who were wrestling with this concept of injustice and how things were just not right. And it would shake them to the core of making these things right or getting this due. And he went into several illustrations about the importance of justice and how injustice affects people, how they respond, and what they want to happen as a result of that. He also was very good on the fact that there's evil and what people do is God rejectors, and some are so offended by God, believing a lie or a bad situation, they blame it on God, they even leave the faith. The importance of forgiveness of self is a huge matter that I know I dealt with in my life, and it's only when I understood Christ's forgiveness that I could forgive myself. And because like many people, angry people, frustrated people, they're just punishing themselves, and they're self-rejectors. And a lot of times in my experience, I found those people turn to drugs and alcohol and other things to medicate the pain they have because they really have never realized or understood or applied the importance of forgiving their own selves. He also talked about wounded pride, a huge deal for aggression, and a large reason of aggression. And I thought that was a very good point, because so many times when we look at sociopathic behavior, or we hear about shootings and things that people, where they take the life insensitively of others, damage others, this whole matter of just aggression that's out of the boundaries of normal existence. And we see that people have wounded pride. Somebody offended them, somebody hurt them, something happened to them, some company fired them, a spouse got rid of them, a child cast them off, a parent cast them off, and they live, I thought that was a very strong point, out of a wounded pride, and causes them oftentimes to be very filled with aggression and doing nasty things. It's also interesting to me that he talked about the people that were in the prison camps, the importance of hope and what hope did to allow them to live longer, have purpose, to look into the future. But lastly, I want to, or maybe not lastly, but I do want to touch upon what he said, Don McAdams said, which I thought was a good, interesting point about personality having 3 levels. There's the dispositional traits of personality, then there are the characteristic adaptations of motives, goals, and values, which are very essential to human existence, and also the integrative life stories. And the reality is we are all writing life stories. Paul says that we're, to the Corinthian people, that they were an epistle. They were an epistle. They were writing a story. So I really like how he brought out what McAdams said about that. And in tying that all up, the matter of the importance of community. God lives in community, and people are social, and we are relational. He discussed our need to feel, to have passion, to communicate, to experience empathy, to be intimate with others, and to be committed to others. And you know, people that keep their lives in balance seem to have those things happening continually. And one of my biggest issues that I face here, working with General Motors people, that many of our people, 5,000 people, many of them move in from other plants. They don't know about anybody when they move here. Single parents, people moving with no relationships, no other contacts in this area. We have to find them community, supportive community, or they just, between their phone and their work, their life just breaks down, because the phone does not really bring many times supportive community, and they have no other contacts with people who have these characteristics that they're committed to, that share empathy with them, that are passionate, and they can live life with and enjoy things together, and their life and their mental health goes into a downward spiral. So Worthington, great job with the thesis of science providing evidence to strengthen theological claims. And he was talking the nuts and bolts, the practical stuff that makes life work to keep people mentally healthy, and how important psychological science is leading us that way so we can function the way God made us to function. Sorry, a little long here, but thanks so much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.